Our first story is from dapper_web6218. Am I the asshole for kicking my wife out after she insulted our exchange students' cooking? My wife and I are hosting a 17-year-old foreign exchange student for the school year. The experience with her has been great. She's very respectful, helps around the house even when it isn't expected of her, and has bonded with/been a role model for our kids, 10 and 15. My wife and I usually do the cooking, but recently she asked if she could make some traditional food from her culture for us to try. She was excited to show us, and the kids were eager to learn about it. She spent hours in the kitchen and did everything from scratch. You could tell she put a lot of love into it. When we sat down at the table, my wife started acting weird right off the bat. She made faces before even trying it. Then she took a tiny bite, gagged, and said, "Oh my god, I can't eat this." Holy shit. In front of the four of us, our exchange student looked completely embarrassed and got up. I wasn't sure whether I should chase after her, so I tried to smooth it over with the kids and told them to at least try it and be polite, since they seemed confused, like they wanted to copy their mom's mannerisms. They did, and they actually liked most of it. Meanwhile, my wife kept making comments like, "The texture is so off," and "I don't know how people eat this." Oh my god, she sounds like a terrible human being. Towards the end of this fit, she pushed her plate away and said she was gonna order something normal? What the flick? At that point, I was agitated. Yeah, I sure hope so. I told her she was being completely out of line and disrespectful, especially in front of the kids and a guest who had just worked hard to give us something from their culture. She rolled her eyes and said she is allowed not to like gross food? Oh my god. That's when I said if she didn't like it, she could go out to buy her own food elsewhere and not ruin the night for the rest of us. She laughed at first because I'm typically never that stern with her, but I was serious this time. I told her it would be a good idea to leave and cool off. She grabbed her stuff and left to get takeout. Yeah, oh my god. When she left, things were still a bit awkward, but I assured our exchange student that we appreciated her cooking and that she did nothing wrong. Our kids thanked her too and said they liked it, which helped put a smile back on her face again. My wife came back hours later and is now mad at me. She said I took a small reaction and escalated it by kicking her out of the house and undermining her in front of a kid and teenagers. I think she made a fool of herself by acting like that in the first place. Obviously, she doesn't have to love every food, but basic manners should be a given, especially when someone is putting something important to them out there. Okay, so that's the end of the story, and may I say, your wife is a terrible human being for doing this, and I don't think you're the asshole. You're not the asshole for this. I think that was fair. Now, the next story is from positive_image_3921. Am I the asshole for making a mom pick up her daughter in the middle of the night for my kid's sleepover? This weekend, I had a small birthday sleepover for my 8-year-old daughter and a couple of her friends. The night started completely normal. The girls had snacks, watched movies, and went to bed around 10:30. But around 1:30 a.m., one of them came into my room crying and woke me up. Single mom here, so there was no man in the room, don't worry. She said she was scared and wanted her mom. While I was trying to calm her down, she told me this was her first time sleeping somewhere new, which was unbeknownst to me and caught me off guard. I did my best to try to comfort her. I sat with her and got her a drink, but she kept crying and getting more worked up, repeating that she wanted to go home. I gave it some time, but it wasn't getting any better, so at that point I felt like it wouldn't be right to force her to stay somewhere where she was clearly not happy. I called her mom and asked if she could come pick her up right then and there. Her mom came, but she seemed annoyed. The next morning, she texted me saying she wished I had just waited it out until the morning, because now her daughter is embarrassed and might not want to try sleepovers again. Where I'm frustrated is that I feel like I was put in a bad position and destined to fail from the start, no matter what. I wasn't made aware that this was her first sleepover, and I don't think it's fair to use someone else's house, especially during their child's birthday party, as a guinea pig without giving a heads up. I'm not mad at the girl at all. I felt really bad for her, but I also don't think it was my job to handle that level of distress all night. But I'm wondering if I should have just stayed up with her a bit longer to see if she'd go back to sleep and try to push through until morning, as the mom said. That's the end of that one. I'm gonna have to say not the asshole. There's one comment that says, I'll be furious to discover my child had been begging to come home because they were scared and someone kept them against their will. I agree. And actually, when I was around 8-9 years old, I also had a sleepover for my birthday party, and one of my best friends of all time, her mom had to come and pick her up, but that was because of her allergies, because she was allergic to cat hair and we had cats. So it's different, but I remember how I felt, because I thought she didn't want to be there, but yeah, not the same thing. I just felt like saying that. Now, next story is from I Think Ants Are Cute. Ooh, I like that username. Am I the asshole? Husband cut off my son's hair, so I used his card to buy my son the designer jacket he's been wanting. Okay. My son is 17, and pretty much all his life has had long hair. He had long, thick, and very well-maintained black hair that went just past his chest, and he loved it. Good for him. My husband, his stepdad, has never been a fan of it and has always thought it was girly. Okay, here is the first red flag, obviously. He's never been mean or cruel about it to my son's face, but he has tried to say to me that he thinks he should cut it off. The two of them got into a huge fight because my son has been skipping his classes, and my husband decided that to punish him, he was going to cut his hair off. I don't know how it went down, but when I came home, my son was crying and cutting his own hair in the mirror. I asked him what was wrong and what he was doing, and he told me my husband had randomly cut his hair short in spots, and now he had to cut it really short to even it out and make it look okay. I went and spoke to my husband to find out the specifics of what happened from his side as well, and it ended up in yelling, because while I don't agree with my son skipping classes, I felt that cutting his hair over it was cruel and horrible when this could have been resolved another way. 100% agree. To cheer up my son, I bought him this affliction leather jacket that he's wanting for a while out of my husband's money. My husband found out and was furious, but I told him he shouldn't have cut my son's hair and he can do this as an apology. It's going to take years for my son's hair to grow back, but my husband can make that money back quickly. Am I the asshole? No, not the asshole. I think this was fair. Okay, so buying a designer leather jacket, it doesn't say how much it costs, but I would do this myself, actually, so I think I have to say not the asshole. Next story is from icy-pen6857. Am I the asshole not wanting mediation with my ex that want to parent now? Am I the asshole for refusing mediation with my ex-husband who suddenly wants to parent? I, 32 female, have been dealing with ongoing issues with my ex-husband, 33 male, regarding custody, communication, and co-parenting. For context, We were married for 11 years, we separated in April 2025 and the divorce was finalized in September 2025. I left because I was the default parent and he barely wanted anything to do with the kids. There were also bigger issues. He told people we had an open relationship, we didn't. He was sexually abusive and he was signing my name on loans and credit cards without my knowledge. And that was the final straw. When we divorced, I gave him everything. The house, the property, all of it. I took child support and that's it. In return, he was supposed to remove my name from a vehicle and credit cards by December. He didn't. Thanks to missed payments and a repo, my credit is now destroyed. We have 3 daughters, 11, 8 and 5. I have them basically full-time. He gets them every other weekend, Thursday 5 p.m. to Sunday 7 p.m. And even then, he doesn't actually parent them. Half the time, once his girlfriend leaves, usually Friday, he drops the kids off with his parents. My oldest has noticed everything. She feels like she's expected to play mom over there, and she's flat out said she doesn't want to go. She's also pointed out that he only spends time with them when his girlfriend is around. My 8-year-old has never really had much of a relationship with him. She's always been a total mama's girl. Lately though, she's been building a really strong, healthy dad-type bond with my now husband, which honestly says a lot without me having to say much at all. The part that really got me, my 5-year-old said she likes when a girlfriend is there because dad is nice and actually plays with us. Let that sink in. Yep, holy crap. It also crushed my oldest that he didn't even call or text her for her birthday. Instead, he, the girlfriend, and her kids went to a pottery place and her kid got to bring a friend. Not my daughter, not even a phone call. Meanwhile, he's been telling people I left him for my now husband, who has been my best friend for 18 years, which caused unnecessary drama with my family and paints me as the bad guy. Despite all of this, I followed the court order to the letter. Schedule followed. Appointments communicated. Extra phone calls allowed, even though I don't have to. Now, suddenly he wants mediation because we need to work things out. We already did. It's called a court order. He even filed a motion for mediation and it was denied. I said no, because we already have a legal agreement. I'm not wasting time and money to fix his inconsistency. This isn't about working things out. It's about him not liking boundaries. Now I'm the difficult one. Tonight, he told me he's getting his lawyer involved. I told him, cool, I'll be calling mine too and asking about contempt of court. So, am I the asshole for refusing mediation and not entertaining this sudden urge to play dad when it's convenient? Okay. So, first comment I can see is not the asshole. Don't let him manipulate you or the kids. Stick to the court order. If he wants mediation, he can pay for it. Also, start keeping a journal of what is going on. When the kids are with you, when they are with him, and the things they say to you. Keep detailed notes for the court. Trust me, I did this and the court gave me full custody. My ex only wanted our son when his new girlfriend was around. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy that he's only a dad when his girlfriend is around just to impress her, I guess. Yeah, not the asshole. Next story is from Deep Background 2674. Am I the asshole for snapping at my wife? I am married to a kind soul. She is sweet, but she can be too much. We're still early in our marriage, but it's been a constant problem with her blowing up my phone at work when I'm busy. Majority of the time, it's something that can wait till I get home. She's a stay-at-home wife, so she doesn't work, gets to wake up anytime she wants really, because we don't have kids, just some dogs and a cat. So I've calmly talked to her about her blowing my phone up at work. The breaking point was this morning. I have to wake up at 5 in the morning for work. She has a bad problem with keeping me up late because she wants to goof around. I think it's cute to a point, but nothing is cute enough to justify me staying up at 1:30 in the morning just to fall asleep and wake up 3.5 hours later. I was running late already and I couldn't find my things I needed for work. She got mad at me for being stressed and pissed at the situation, so I snapped at her. I've talked to her about these problems for over a year, at least once a week. The majority of the time it's calm and settled, but she never fixes it, so it causes me to lash out, especially since it hinders my work performance, feeling my phone buzz every 10 minutes, or running off of 4 hours of sleep for a manual labor-heavy job. I get she wants my attention, but she doesn't understand how angry it genuinely makes me when I tell her, "Please stop, I don't want you to make me mad." Then she continues to do what I asked her to stop. Then she'll play victim for me getting mad, or, "Okay baby, I need to go to sleep now," and she doesn't let me sleep. She has no job. I buy her what she wants, but yet it's hard for me to do something as simple as get a good night's sleep. I can't even sleep in on my off days. She still wants to wake me up at 8 in the morning. No, I'm not keeping her stuck in the house. She is free to go and do as she pleases. No, we are not trying for children as we are unable to have them. No, she doesn't want a job, nor can she get one due to lack of employment history. She applied to 50 plus places when we first moved in together. Don't insult my wife nor me. I didn't scream at her. I had a fit where I slightly raised my voice at her and told her, "Just go back to sleep. I don't want to deal with this shit." Not the asshole. Just right off the bat. I think that's fair. She needs a hobby. She needs something to do. She needs a job as well. It's beneficial to have a job, but if she really doesn't want one, she needs something else to keep her occupied during the day. Yeah, so not the asshole on that one. Next is from No Sir 9056. Am I the asshole for threatening to charge my stepmother with the vet bills she caused for my pet? And there's a warning for abuse here, so that's concerning. So this is a bit old, but it's come up recently in court related to my parents' divorce. But my stepmom is a nightmare of a person who's made some very questionable life choices. My dad cheated on my mom with my uncle's wife, his brother, when I was 10, and I'm currently 15 and living with my mom, but I have a lot of say in what happens in court because of stuff that's happened in the past, aka how this got brought up. My dad and his girlfriend have had a lot of really bad fights, and in one of them my stepmother went batshit crazy and took my pet turtle out of her fish tank and chucked her into a metal trash can like a rock. What the fuck? I was downstairs and heard the impact through the floorboards. My turtle's name is Stinky, and she is an absolute baby. She's just the sweetest thing and completely innocent, and this argument wasn't even about her at all. It was about my stepbrother not cleaning up his toys. Fast forward several years, and Stinky has permanent neurological damage to her cerebellum. I think that's how you say it. Due to this incident, and the vet bills as well as supplies to help her have a better quality of life have gotten a bit out of hand. So it was brought up in court so my mom wasn't under the financial burden of an injury caused by cruelty, and my stepmom is being a waste of perfectly good oxygen by saying that it wasn't her fault and that she didn't even throw her that hard. Am I the asshole for charging her with these bills? I know this original incident happened years ago, but she crippled an innocent animal for the sake of winning an argument over toys. Am I being petty? Okay, so you're not the asshole, your stepmother is the asshole. And also, in the comments, OP says, also I should mention, Stinky is okay. Her quality of life will never quite be the same, but she's very loved and has a ton of accommodations to her tank to have her live her best life possible. She lives with my mom now. All this injury has caused is an issue with wobbling and eating because of her already poor depth perception, but we've made up for that by hand feeding her. Well, that's good that she's okay. But yeah, you're not the asshole, she is the stepmother. Also, I have to include this comment, I really found it funny. Not the asshole, I just don't understand what would possess someone to grab an innocent animal and do something like that to it and then try to justify herself by saying, I didn't throw her that hard. That's not the point. The point is, you threw her. She's not just the asshole, she's the whole ass. And I 100% agree.